So today we will discuss some important points on life process. So life process involves nutrition, respiration, transportation and excretion. So these are all the four main important parts involved in the life process. So first we will discuss on nutrition part. So nutrition, it is of two types. One is autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. So nutrition means what? We are getting energy from the outside in order to grow, develop, synthesize protein and other substances need in the body. That is the meaning. Now what are autotrophs? So autotrophs, auto means self. Auto means self. Trophic means preparation. Hetero means depending on others. They are not preparing food. They are depending on autotrophs. Autotrophs, they are preparing their own food. But heterotrophs are depending on autotrophs. This is the meaning. So nutrition, that means it is obtains nutrition from environment. Obtains nutrients from the environment. Okay. Now, autotrophic are mainly green plants and certain bacteria. It includes all green plants and certain bacteria. So that means autotrophs are they are preparing food by photosynthesis. Preparing food by photosynthesis. Now we will see what is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis means plants, they will take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and water from the soil. That means groundwater and light from the sun, and they will make a glucose. We will see the reaction. CO2 from environment plus water from soil in presence of light and also chlorophyll. Chlorophyll gives C6H12O6 plus O2 plus energy. So we have to balance this equation. So for that we have to put 6 here, 6 here and 6 here. Now the equation is balanced. See, just observe this reaction. They are taking carbon dioxide and giving oxygen to the environment. See how they are helping to human beings. We need oxygen. So plants are giving both oxygen and glucose to the human beings. So they may ask questions on this. That means what are the raw materials required for preparation of food in plants, like that they will ask. So you have to mention that raw materials for food preparation of plants is, one is carbon dioxide, second one is water, and also light from the sun. These three are the important raw materials to prepare food in plants. So plants are having chlorophylls. Chlorophyll. This chlorophyll converts these two raw materials, the carbon dioxide, water in presence of light. It converts it to glucose. This glucose directly they will not use plants. They will store this glucose as a starch. So they will store this glucose in the form of starch. Okay. So to break down this starch, we want, that means human beings want enzymes called amylase. So amylase is present in saliva. That we will discuss in next portion. This is the one part of autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition. Now we will see in heterotrophic nutrition. So what is there in that heterotrophic nutrition? That we will see now. See, in heterotrophic nutrition, so here what we have seen, plants and certain bacteria we have mentioned. Here human beings, and amoeba. This we can see in heterotrophic nutrition. First we will see human beings. So human beings, it involves heterotrophic nutrition involves alimentary canal and digestive glands. This one by one we will see now. This alimentary canal involves mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and anus. These are all the 6 main important organs involved in the heterotrophic nutrition. Now what is the role of mouth in the heterotrophic nutrition? That we will see. Mouth, it will secrete, or a fluid is generated. A fluid is generated in the mouth called saliva. So which part is segregated? This fluid. So it is secreted by. It is secreted by salivary glands. Salivary glands. So saliva contains salivary amylase. amylase which breaks down starch to give simpler sugar. See, here we have seen directly plants are not using glucose. They will store this glucose as a starch. So this plant products we are using now, that's why we want amylase enzymes. These amylase enzymes breaks down starch into simple sugar. This is important. They may ask in question. They may ask on this sentence, and this is also important. So saliva is secreted by salivary glands. That is also important. This is the explanation we have discussed in mouth. Now we will see esophagus. Esophagus, it is food pipe. So expands when food enters. Expands when food enters. So it will expand when food enters. The inner lining, that we will discuss. The lining of canal. Lining of canal has muscles that contract rhythmically in order to push the food forward. This is the food pipe role during the nutrition. Now we will discuss stomach. This is very, very important. So many things are there we have to discuss. Stomach usually having one HCl, second one pepsin and mucus. Now we will see one by one what is the role of HCl in stomach and what is the role of pepsin in stomach and what is the role of mucus in the stomach. So first we will see stomach is a large organ. It is a large organ and help in mixing the food thoroughly. Helping in mixing the food thoroughly with more digestive juices. Now what is the role of HCl? We will discuss. HCl, that means hydrochloric acid, creates acidic media. Acidic media which facilitate the action of enzyme called pepsin. So now you got the idea why acidic media is required in stomach to facilitate the pepsin enzyme. Okay, now we will discuss what is the role of mucus in the stomach. This mucus protects inner lining of stomach from the action of acid. So now you understood what is the role of mucus in the stomach. So stomach is having HCl. One side it is creating acidic media, and second it may damage the inner line of the stomach. So to control that activity, mucus come into picture. Okay. So these three are very important. Pepsin is present in stomach, and mucus also present in stomach, which provides the protection of inner layer of stomach, and HCl which creates acidic media. Okay, these are all the very important points. You have to remember all these, very important. Now we will discuss on small intestine. This is also important. So main role occurred in small intestine. So the small intestine is the site of the complete digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. That is very important. Here digestion of all proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. So they may ask questions on this. Proteins, carbohydrates and fats, where they are, which place they are digested. Like that they may ask in questions. The inner line of small intestine has numerous fingers. It has numerous finger like projections. Called villi. So this is also important. They may ask question. Why villi like projection is required? Because it increases the surface area. So due to this increased surface area, absorption is good. So next, Fats coming from the stomach are large globules. So these globules breaking down into smaller globules by increasing the efficiency of enzyme action. That means bile salt is break them down into smaller globules. Bile salts break them down into smaller globules. So bile juice is secreted from the liver. This we will discuss in separate slide. Bile juice is secreted by liver. Longest part of the alimentary canal. This is the longest part of the alimentary canal. And length is different with different animals. Example, herbivores they eat grass. That's why they need longer small intestine. They need long small intestine because cellulose to be digested. So cellulose is very difficult to digest. That's why they want longer intestine compared to carnivorous. So herbivorous means they are eating grass. So next, carnivorous. Like tigers. Tigers have shorter small intestine because meat is easier to digest. Since meat is easier to digest. This is also important. They may ask question. Okay. So next we will see large intestine. So large intestine, unabsorbed food. Unabsorbed food from small intestine intestine will send to large intestine. So here absorb more water. So next is anus. Here rest of all materials removed. See, all we have seen. Mouth, what is the role of mouth? What is the role of esophagus? What is the role of stomach? What is the role of small intestine? What is the role of large intestine? And what is the role of anus? That all, what are the functions we have seen? And here, one more thing. Small intestine. It receives, this way I forget to write, it receives the secretions of the liver and pancreas. So these two, they will give juices to the small intestine. So food received from stomach is acidic. So what we have to do? So food coming from stomach, it is acidic. So that we have to make it alkaline. So which part is taking care to make the food to alkaline? So pancreatic enzymes. Taking care to make food to again alkaline. So alkaline means basic. Okay, we have seen. So far we have seen heterotrophic nutrition in human beings. Now let us see what is the process involved in the amoeba. That we will discuss in this slide. See, amoeba, it is a single-celled organism. Correct, no? This is single-celled organism. The food may be taken in by the entire surface. See, this is the surface. So wherever amoeba want, it will take food from any direction or any surface. But as a complexity of the organism increases, see, different parts become specialized in the form of different functions. For example, amoeba takes in food using temporary finger-like extensions of the cell surface, which fuse over the food particles, forming a food vacuole. See, this is the one projection. this is one projection, 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 this is one projection. Wherever the food particle coming in contact with to the surface, it will become finger-like structure. Okay, that is called pseudopodia. Pseudopodia. Now it will cover. Once it enters to the pseudopodia, this finger-like structure, it will close. Now it has become, see this portion, it has become food vacuole. It is called food vacuole. Food particle is there inside the food vacuole. Now, inside the food vacuole, complex substances are broken down into, see this is the food particle, this is in complex in nature, but it will break down into simpler ones. Which then diffuse into the cytoplasm. This is the nucleus. Okay. So this is the cytoplasm. Once these complex substances are broken down into simpler ones, which then diffuse into cytoplasm. The remaining undigested material is moved to the surface of the cell and thrown out. So this food particle, some part of the food particle digested in the cytoplasm, and undigested food, it will thrown to the surface of the amoeba. So this is the digestion takes place like amoeba.